up early this morning, getting a head start on your Thanksgiving preparations. Today, we're making sure the holiday goes smoothly with some tips to keep your food fresh and new recommendations on how much salt you should be eating. WWL-TV medical correspondent Dr. Hebert is here this morning with details. Thank you for joining us to, I'm sure, come rain on our Thanksgiving parade.
It's just a buzzkill.
Yeah, I was asking him in the commercial break, I'm like, what do you eat, Dr. Hebert, for the holiday?
Not what everybody else eats.
What do you eat then? What's left?
Small portions. Small portions, and see, I'm not even going to get to that
He's
yet.
starting off with an attitude already.
I'm not going to get to that yet. And the reason why is because I'm about to rain on the parade, because what we do at Thanksgiving is we put all the food out on the table. And we let people graze all day, which is bad for people's diets and their health. We know that. But the problem is that the food needs to stay between 40 and 140 degrees. Now, what does that mean to you? That means if it sits out for 2 hours, it's going bad. Now, think about that. You have macaroni and cheese and all that stuff sitting out with all the egg in it. But if you have this food sitting out for 2 hours, you better refrigerate it or it's going to go bad and everybody's going to get sick at your house. Nobody's going to come next year. The bacteria multiplies very quickly, and then you got to keep the hot foods hot on like a little hot plate and keep the cold foods on ice. And I'm about to bring it even worse to you, because if you don't freeze the food, 2 days. 2 to 3 days
in the refrigerator?
In the refrigerator. 2 to 3 days. But you know, people are making gumbo and potato salad sandwiches, 5 days after.
You have so much attitude over our Thanksgiving leftovers. This makes most people happy, Dr. Hebert. It
does, but see, what happens is you mess up your entire year of being healthy between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve. So please, let's try to keep this sodium down, because there's so much sodium.
Let's talk about sodium.
One sandwich. Hey, we'll talk about it. Go ahead. What you
I want to know, this is obviously a time of the year we're going to be eating a lot of sodium, but I know there's new guidelines on how much sodium we should have. I think what's hard about this is I don't know how much sodium is in a lot of the stuff I eat.
Okay, and that's a good point. All right, so let's just talk about a bag of Lay's potato chips.
Right.
170 milligrams of sodium, but the problem is the hidden sodium.
Yeah.
Because if you drink a can of V8 juice, that's like 600 milligrams of sodium.
And see, that's supposed to be healthy, so I would think, it doesn't have a lot of sodium.
See, that's what we're going to talk about a lot in this thing, because we have to recognize that this hidden sodium in bread, there's more sodium in 2 slices of bread than a whole bag of Lay's potato chips.
You're kidding.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what the FDA has now said is we're going to decrease our sodium, okay? We want people to have 2,300 milligrams daily, or less than that, really, because we're supposed to be shooting at 2,000. Okay, but 2,300. And that is like 1 teaspoon of table salt. And just one scoop of macaroni and cheese, 1 piece of fried chicken is going to be like 100 tablespoons of salt. So you got to
100 tablespoons.
You have to remember that you've got to do this in moderation, because we die of high blood pressure. And high blood pressure comes from increased sodium. That's why we want to decrease the sodium, not because we just want people not to eat salt, but people are dying of heart attacks, and that is the reason. Decrease your sodium, folks. Quit adding salt to stuff before you even try it. I'm at a restaurant and people are adding salt to food. They haven't even tried it.
I do think that's egregious. I'm going to stand with you on that one. All right, let's talk about blood type before we let you go today.
Okay, all right. So, people don't really look at their blood types.
No, I have no idea what mine is.
Okay, A, B, O, AB, AB, and so it's negative or positive, but we'll get to the point here. The point is that you don't know what your blood type is, and if you don't know, you'll know when it's like an emergency, because when you have to either give blood or you have to receive blood, you need to know your blood type. And if you have a certain blood type, you are at increased risk for heart disease. AB, increased risk for heart disease. AB, increased risk for DVTs, and that's deep vein thrombosis and embolisms. And if you're O, you are at decreased risk, we think, for COVID-19, but also increased risk for bleeding out after pregnancy and after trauma.
Wait. So there's a certain blood type that's at a decreased risk for getting COVID?
Postulated at this point, not proven yet, but we see the O is at decreased risk for getting bad complications from COVID, but at increased risk for bleeding out after trauma or after having a baby. So the point is that all this stuff, you need to know your blood type. And also your diet. We know that if you eat for your blood type, it works out better too. And there's a book called Eat for Your Blood Type that you should get. And you should get it for Thanksgiving, when you're not supposed to be eating all that horrible, horrible food. Go get something positive.
Okay, you know what? You enjoy your Thanksgiving, Dr. Hebert, okay?
Oh yeah, no sodas from last week? Just remember?
Oh, Eric's drinking a large cup of Devil's urine this morning.
Devil's urine. And the reason why I wanted to mention that is because everybody's like, oh, well, I just drink the non-sugar ones.
Yeah, they drink the diet ones.
Just as bad.
Yeah,
if not worse. Diet sodas are just as bad, if not worse. Eric?
They had a lot of questions for you on social media, but I love that you told them the truth.
Eric?
Thanks, Dr. Hebert.
Eric's got a gallon of soda.
He'll be back with us on Tuesday, every Tuesday on the Eyewitness Morning News. If you missed his previous updates, including the reason why you should stop drinking the devil's urine, you can find it on our website at WWLTV.com. Peyton.